Part 1. The New Key. Emily had just moved into Riverside Heights, a 12-story apartment building with more stories than tenants. Cheap rent, quiet neighbors, and a view of the river. It seemed perfect. While unpacking, she found something strange taped under the kitchen drawer. A small, rusted key, and a note that read, "If you hear knocking after midnight, don't answer. But if the door opens, use this. Room 313. She frowned. There was no room 313 in the building directory. The third floor ended at room 312. That night, unable to sleep, Emily sat near the window with a cup of tea. At 12:47 a.m., she heard it. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, heavy. Too calm to be urgent. Too real to be imagined. She held her breath. The sound wasn't at her door. It was coming from inside the hallway wall. Then the lights flickered, and in the silence that followed, her apartment door creaked and slowly opened by itself. Emily grabbed the key. She didn't know why, only that she had to. What she didn't know is that room 313 had been locked for a reason, and now it wasn't. Part 2. The hallway that shouldn't exist. Emily stood frozen at her apartment door, the rusted key clutched in her hand. The hallway outside looked off, longer, quieter, wrong. She stepped outside. Her footsteps didn't echo the way they normally did. The lights buzzed but gave off no warmth. Every door looked identical, except one. At the very end, past where room 312 should be, was a black door with no number. It hadn't been there earlier. Her breath caught. She looked at the key again. The metal was strangely warm. Each step toward the door made her head feel heavier, like the air was thickening around her. By the time she reached it, her hands were trembling. She slid the key into the lock. It turned. The door creaked open and revealed nothing, just darkness. Then something whispered from the other side. "You were here before. Don't you remember?" Emily's knees weakened. She backed away, slammed the door, and turned to run. But the hallway behind her was gone. Only a mirror stood there now. In the mirror, she saw herself. But she was smiling. She wasn't. Part 3. The smiling reflection. Emily stared at the mirror, paralyzed. Her reflection stood perfectly still, yet it blinked a moment too late, and that smile, wide, unnatural, stretched slowly as if it knew something she didn't. "This isn't real," Emily whispered. The mirror fogged up, only on her side, and when she exhaled again, a word appeared in the condensation. "Stay." She spun around. The black door to room 313 had disappeared. In its place, a white hallway, sterile and silent, lined with doors all marked 313. Each door was slightly ajar. Each one seemed to whisper faintly, in a voice that sounded like hers. "Come back. You left me there. We're not done." She walked backward toward the mirror, heart racing, but the reflection was gone now, replaced by static, like a broken screen. A deep hum filled the air. Lights above her flickered. The corridor tilted slightly, making it hard to stand upright, like gravity was slowly turning sideways. Then she heard the elevator ding. From the far end of the hallway, the metal doors opened. Inside was Emily, but this one looked older, tired, pale. And as the elevator doors slowly closed, that Emily whispered just loud enough for the echo to reach her. "Don't believe anything you see, not even yourself." And then she was gone. Emily opens one of the doors. Inside is a small, dusty room with a typewriter and a single light bulb. A man sits at the desk, typing blindly. "You're early this time," he mutters. "I thought we erased that part." He calls her by a different name, Elena. She insists he's mistaken, but he points to the typewriter where the page reads. Emily stands in front of the man, denying who she really is. Emily runs back into the hallway, but now portraits line the walls. All of her in different times, different clothing, some even as a child. She sees herself graduating, smiling at a wedding, holding a baby, memories she doesn't have. Each time she tries to look away, a new image appears. Her phone buzzes. A message. "Come back to room 313. We're not finished. She finds one door that leads to a clinical room, sterile, white, with padded walls. Inside is a doctor. Emily, you're improving. You almost escaped the simulation. He tells her none of this is real. The building, the hallway, the lives, all part of a psychological treatment experiment. He begs her not to fall back into the narrative. But when she asks what the experiment was for, he hesitates and says, "We don't remember." In the next room, Emily finds an old cassette recorder playing a tape in her own voice. "If you're hearing this, it means I failed again." The voice explains that room 313 is a mental loop, a prison for fractured identities, and that Emily may not be real at all. "You've been here hundreds of times. You always forget. You always trust the wrong version of you." Suddenly, she hears movement behind her. Another Emily, bleeding from the head, staring silently. Two doors appear, one marked exit, the other marked truth. A voice, hers again, whispers, "One will wake you up, one will keep you safe." She chooses truth. Inside is a hospital room. A woman lies in a coma. "Emily," a nurse enters and gasps, "You shouldn't be in here. How did you—" Emily backs away. The monitors beep rapidly. The body in the bed opens its eyes and whispers, "We're almost whole again." Lights flicker. Sirens blare. Emily feels herself being pulled toward the hospital bed. Her mind flashes with memories she never had. Fires, experiments, escape attempts, and failures. Each time she reached room 313, her mind was split again to contain the trauma. Now it's all coming back. Two versions of her, the one inside, the one outside, are trying to merge. But only one can survive. Emily wakes up, back in her apartment. Everything is normal. The sun is shining. No whispers, no strange keys, no room 313. She breathes a sigh of relief until she walks past the mirror. Her reflection stops and smiles, and in its hand is the rusted key.